More U.S. Navy pilots have revealed their close encounters of the third kind. The New York Times reporting that Navy pilots have had daily encounters, it seems, with unidentified flying objects off the eastern seaboard, by the way, from Florida to Virginia, over a 2-year period, 2014 and 2015. One veteran pilot says he saw a UFO reach 30,000 feet in altitude and then hit hypersonic speeds without any evidence that the craft had an engine. Hypersonic without an engine. Imagine what it could do with one. Well, are
they really out there? There are reports of strange objects in the sky catching Navy pilots by surprise during a training mission off the East Coast just a couple of years ago. Well, now the Navy is establishing some new reporting guidelines for pilots who think they have seen UFOs. Jennifer Griffin explains.
4 years ago, on a training mission off the east coast of the United States before deploying to the Middle East, a pair of F-18 Navy Super Hornet pilots captured on their advanced radar an unidentified flying object.
Did you box moving target? No, I took an auto track. Oh, okay. Oh my gosh, dude. Wow, look at it fly.
Objects with no visible engine or infrared exhaust plumes that reach 30,000 feet and hypersonic speeds. The New York Times reported that during the summer of 2014 through early spring 2015, sightings were nearly a daily occurrence.
You have objects that are doing things, maneuvering in ways without any obvious sign of propulsion.
Last month, the Navy announced it was establishing new classified guidelines for how its pilots report unidentified aerial phenomena. Doing so in the past was considered a career ender. Navy Commander David Fravor remembers the first time he saw one in 2004 flying off San Diego.
Both airplanes see a disturbance in the water and a white 40-foot long tic-tac shaped object just hovering above the water, going forward, back, left, right. There's no rotor wash, there's no wings, nothing.
Some say the sightings began after the Navy installed a new radar system, an upgrade from 1980s era radar. Others say they could be enemy spy drones or a classified program operated by the U.S. government, or weather balloons like the ones found in Roswell, New Mexico, which launched a whole generation of UFO sightings. Commercial pilots have been reporting unidentified flying objects for years.
I don't know what it was. It wasn't an airplane. Yeah, something just passed over us. I don't know what it was.
Funding for the Pentagon's Advanced Aviation Threat Identification Program ended in 2012, but now there is a new secret guidance about how military pilots should report these phenomena. At the Pentagon, Jennifer Griffin, Fox News.
Next, first it was UFOs, now it's the Lockness Monster. Researchers say they may know the true mystery behind the creature known as Nessie. Scientists tested various theories behind the origin of the legendary Lockness Monster and say one of them might be correct. Could it be a dinosaur or a giant catfish? No, we'll find out when they release the results next month. Are you a believer?
Well, when I was in Scotland driving around, I did a road trip, and every time I was driving around a lock, I was glued to the window looking for...
Road trip.
That's unsafe.
Juan? I wasn't driving.
Well, I think we're onto a pattern on our show because we've talked about UFOs, right? And also now there's this new T-Rex that was found out in Montana somewhere. Right. I just think that, I don't know, it's like people love these stories. I don't know why. The people want to believe this stuff, but it's fantasy.
Well, hopefully we can lead the show with Bigfoot tomorrow.
This story was brought to you by the Tourism Board of Scotland.
Oh.
It's baloney. It's baloney, but you know, if they decide to actually declare independence from England, then maybe this will be good for a good way for them to pay for things.
Oh, wow. So this was the hook, I guess. Greg?
Did you see the picture of the actual purported beast?
There it is.
Clearly, that is Adam Schiff. We know the neck thing. Again, I go back to the fact that we have billions of cameras now. We see every drunk person at McDonald's, every parent screaming at Walmart, every fight at Mardi Gras, but we don't see any of this stuff. It doesn't exist.
All right, well, that puts a damper on it.
Sorry.
Because I'm a believer.
Yes.
All right.